we brought on Mr. Ryan Holmes. He is an Atlanta Falcons fan, and they're struggling right now.
They are.
Not the season. It started off really well. Past couple of weeks is not the way that everyone thought it was going to go.
Yeah, myself included. I let me say this. I'm still behind Kirk Cousins. If they want to start him, go right ahead, right? Like, you want to see him do well. So what am I going to say? Like, oh no, like, no, go out there and throw the ball for 500 fucking yards like you did against Tampa earlier on the season. It's literally been a tale of two seasons within 9 weeks, right? Like, it's insane how he can come out and ball out and look as good as he did against the Chiefs, but then throw all these picks in the last 4 weeks. He hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in 4 weeks. It's insane. I honestly, I do want to see Michael Penix play, and I understand why he didn't play last week. Raheem was not going to take out Kirk in Minnesota. Was not going to happen. He's going to let him go out on his shield, returning to his old home. But man, you gotta fix something. I love how they fixed the defense. Not fix, but the defense has looked better. They have 8 sacks in the last 2 weeks, where they've finally figured out how to pressure or at least show pressure or get to the quarterback. But man, it's not looking good. And the funny thing is, we talk about Brock Bowers and the tight end that he is. Everybody thought that Kyle Pitts was going to be doing Brock Bowers type shit, especially in that first year where he had 1,000 yards and he breaks Buck's record and everything else. Like, everybody thought he was going to be doing some things. I can't wait for him to be gone next year. I cannot wait for Kyle Pitts to be gone next year. He doesn't look like he even wants to be there. He looks like he's breaking routes off. Like, he's never on the same page as Kirk. Like, I mean, maybe because Kirk is not on the same page with literally anyone right now. But Kyle Pitts has not looked good the entire season, even in those games where they were winning. He really hasn't looked good. So I just think that I don't know if Kirk is hurt or not. He's looked more hurt in the last couple of weeks where he's more of a statue, but I even question Zach Robinson's play calling. I love how he came out first play of the game last week and had Kirk under center, and then you kind of knew that they were going to get back to some play action. But Kirk is the number one passer when he's throwing from play action, and they've barely even used it. It just doesn't make any sense in these last couple of weeks. So I feel like they can turn it around. I mean, they've got the Raiders this week. They've got the Giants the following week. The toss-up game against the Redskins, against the Commanders that next week. And then I think they have the Panthers the last week. So they can still have a double-digit win season if they win out. But I did not expect for the season to look the way it is. If you would have told me that they were going to sweep the Bucks and damn near sweep the Saints, I would have told you were crazy. Even when I made my picks at the beginning of the year, I was like, they're going to split with the Bucks. They're going to split with the Saints. They should shut out the Panthers, which they can still do. I mean, hell of a season when it comes to being in their own division, but outside their division, it's horrible. It's not looking good whatsoever.
Listen, I agree with all that you're saying. It sounds all wonderful. But listen, they've lost 4 in a row. And yeah, I know the stretch that they have coming is the easy part of their schedule. Like, I'm looking at it now. They have the Raiders on Monday night, right, in Vegas. And then they have the Giants. They go to the Redskins, and then they close with the Panthers that are playing a lot better as of late since Bryce Young came back. Yeah. I think this would be the week to make the move to Michael Penix.
I agree.
And I would make the move this week. You're going to get a soft Raider team, get some confidence in the young kid. He's going to play a Raider team that isn't, they're 2-11, right? And you blew the lead here in the last 4 weeks in a division that you kind of looked like they had the kind of the stranglehold on for a little bit, I thought. And so for you, if you bring them in this week, I think it's a perfect spot to bring them in because you're playing a 2-11 team. It gets some confidence in him. Pick up a win. If he picks up a win, dude, the team's just gonna. They're just gonna. The energy around him is gonna be insane. And then you get the Giants at home next week, another 2-11 team, and he can start off at 2-0, and the team will just start kind of rolling. And even then, listen, you throw him out against the Raiders and he has a bad game and they lose the game. Fuck it, you can go back to Kirk Cousins the next week at home against the Giants. And either which way, I think you just need to give him a chance now, instead of, because if Kirk goes out there and they lose this game, then you have no choice but to bench Kirk. Absolutely. Yeah. I think you can risk Michael Penix this week in Vegas on Monday night. See what he can do. If he doesn't do well, you can go back to Kirk the next week. Say, fuck it. You know what? The kid's not ready. But I think this would be the perfect time to do it. Because
what they're saying, he's lighting up practice too. He's lighting it up in practice, and they're like,
yeah, that's what I read that on Twitter.
The arm is live right now for Michael Penix, and Kirk being a statue back there. That's like, oh my god, that's like a bunch of salivating dogs. They're just like, you mean he's gonna take the snap and stay at 5 yards? He's gonna stay 7 yards behind the center. Like that's a beeline, and that's not tough defense. He's very good against the blitz, but if you're running coverage underneath and you've got safeties over top, he's not getting the ball to anybody. He's not, because they're running slow developing routes. It's not going to work.
Dude, and the offense is not like they haven't struggled. I'm looking here at the Charger game. They had one offensive touchdown at the beginning of the game, which was, I think, the first drive of the game at 7-0.
First drive.
And after that, it was done. And then the Minnesota game got out of hand. So I think this is a perfect spot for them to play Michael Penix this week, see what you have. And hey, if he's not ready, you can go back to Kirk the next week. I think this is a perfect spot.
27 years old, Rafa. This is not a young buck.
Yeah, but he's a young buck in the NFL. The speed of the NFL, and we know it's completely different, right? So I think bringing him in this week, I think, would be a perfect spot for the Falcons. You need to energize that team. That offense needs to be energized. We need a boost in there. And so listen.
For the record, Michael Penix is 24.
Yeah, Ed's
his knees are 27. Well, his knees are 27.
You kill to have 27-year-old knees right now. Shut up.
Touche.
There's a lot of us that would kill to have 27-year-old anything at this point. So
yeah,
but anyway, but I think the Falcons need to go to Penix, and it should be sooner rather than later. See what they can do. That team is too good, too talented on offense to be this bad. And you need an injection of energy. And what is more injection than a backup quarterback who's lighting up practice and is probably not going to – I'm not saying he's not going to run around like, not Lamar Jackson, even Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels, but he's going to move more than fucking Kirk Cousins.
But, Rob, you and I have seen him in that stadium at the Pac-12 championship. His
last time he played there, he lit it up.
Dude, his corner routes and post,
deep ball's gorgeous.
Oh my god, it's fucking we're in the end zone looking at giggity his balls. And I was just like,
nice balls.
Balls. Great corner balls. And post balls.
Great corner balls.
It's just, I was like, dude, this would look so right in Vegas. And then we all know what happened.
Listen, I hope it looks just right in Vegas this Monday. I really do, because you're right. If they're going to start him any week, it should be this week. It definitely should, because if anything, and rightfully so, I was behind sitting him for a year because I didn't think it was going to look like this. And I don't think anybody did, right? Like quarterback play was the number one thing. And my God, we're playing against Ritter now this week. If you lose to Ritter,
oh my God,
all bad.
Don't even come back to Atlanta. Don't even come back to Atlanta. They will not allow you in Atlanta. Like won't happen.
Dude,
will not happen at all.
Ritter's gonna look like the water boy. Just
God, they better. I'm telling you right now, if he completes a pass, I'm my God, I will be so pissed off. I'm telling you right now, Ritter's gonna be on one. You know he already is. But seriously, the stars aligned to make that happen. The stars had to align to make Desmond Ridder the starting quarterback for the first game this year against his old team. come on.
Yeah.
And whoever the NFL scriptwriter is, they took a break. They took a break from being devious with giving the Chiefs all these last second wins and said, yeah, we're gonna let Ritter come back and be the starting quarterback against the Falcons off the practice squad.